All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the believers of the true doctrine, the elected nation of Israel. And I just want to do a lesson on how some things that I was just listening to from some of the elders and brothers talking on one of the camps, man, made me think this, right? And I'm gonna say on this short lesson that I'm hopefully just keep short, man, like 2-3 minutes or whatever. And it's that the Israelites' kingdom is going to be the complete opposite of America, man, right? The kingdom of Israel is going to be like the complete opposite of Babylon the Great, man. Because Babylon the Great, when you read the scriptures, is going to be completely destroyed forever, right? And I'm going to try and be quick, man. But the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of the Israelites, is going to be forever. It's never going to have an end, right? Daniel chapter 2 and verse 44. And in the days of these kings shall the power of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms. It shall stand forever. And the one of the ways how the kingdom of heaven is going to be introduced into the world is by the complete destruction of the former kingdom that was ruling the whole world, which is America, Babylon the Great, right? But the kingdom of the Israelites is good, like the kingdom of America, has been based mainly around war, and that's one of the things that they was going into. But the kingdom of the children of Israel is going to be a complete opposite of that, because we're going to get rid of war, right? We're going to take war away from the earth. And as I was listening to the things that these brothers are going into, I was like, man, our kingdom is going to be the complete opposite of Babylon the Great in almost every way, well, in every single way imaginable. Because when you go back to the book of Genesis, right, and you learn about the progenitors of Jacob, progenitors of the Israelites and the progenitors of the Edomites, what was it that Yahweh said unto Rebekah? That 2 nations are in your womb, 2 separate people, 2 completely different polar opposites, man. When you hear about the rich man and Lazarus, they were like, it says, between you and us, there's a great gulf fixed, so that you can't pass over to our side and we can't pass over to your side. Isaiah chapter 2 and verse 2, and it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of Yahweh's house shall be established on the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. And many people shall go and say, come ye and let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh, to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and will walk in his paths. So out of Zion shall go forth the law, and the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem. So America hasn't been based on the laws of Yahweh. So we're going to be complete opposite to that in that regard too. Right? This kingdom has been, the Babylon the Great is spiritually called Sodom. And Sodom is completely opposite to the scriptures, man. So real Sodom got destroyed and Gomorrah got destroyed, right? And spiritual Sodom and Gomorrah is going to get destroyed by pretty much the same way, fire. Right? Verse 4, and he shall judge among the nations and shall rebuke many people. Americans did that too, but they didn't judge among the people in righteousness. They judged among it for their own greed and their own way of them trying to boost it themselves, so that they can oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage, right? And they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. That's not what America does. Babylon the Great, America, is telling people, okay, we used to do a 2% GDP for the military, but now I want you to do 5%. All of you NATO countries, now forget the 2%. I want y'all to do 5% now. That's trying to turn their plowshares into spears, and their pruning hooks into swords, man. Or their spears or their pruning hooks into spears, and their you know what I mean, man. You know what I mean. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. But that's not what Babylon the Great does. They sell military weapons. They produce war. They're trying to make a space weapon. The Golden Dome thing that they're talking about is a weapon that they ultimately want to be in space. I've looked up a few videos on it, and they ultimately want it to a weapon in space. They have a space force. They're trying to make a space weapon. You understand? The Israelites, we ain't going to be trying to do that. We're going to have a complete opposite kingdom to Esau, to where people are going to, let me go to some scriptures quick. I'm trying to not go over the time that I said, but I've already have. Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. And the kingdom of the Israelites is going to be the complete opposite of this place, man. Because everyone's got a complaint in this society. Everyone. People are complaining about immigration. That's not going to be a problem in the kingdom. Every single nation is going to be around their own people. People are complaining about women. Women are complaining about men. That's not going to be a problem in the kingdom of heaven. All the grievances of that's going to be taken away too. People are complaining about their health. That's going to be taken away. People are complaining about housing. That's going to be taken away. People are complaining about every complaint that people have are going to be taken away as long as they follow the laws in the kingdom of heaven. And among the children of Israel, it's always going to be that we're going to be a living example of how to rule perfectly, which is what it speaks about in Deuteronomy 4. But I wanted to keep this lesson short, and I've already pretty much doubled the time that I said I wanted to make the lesson be. So on that, I'm going to say Shalom to the elected nation of Israel, and the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of the Israelites is going to be the complete opposite of Babylon the Great. Shalom.